All right, welcome to week 3. We're already a quarter way through the season, so we're just gonna dive right into it. Got a few kickoff plays to look at this week. A little kickoff heavy, but that's okay because kickoffs where a lot of stuff can happen. This one, a couple of things I want to look at. First of all, to start with, there's a lot of different schools of thought on where to line up when you have cage restraining line. Some people like to straddle it, kind of put their nose around the line. That's where I come from. I know a lot of guys will put, either their left foot if they're on this side or their right foot if they're on this side, right on the line, and it makes it easier because then you really know if a player is across your eyes, then you know they're off sides. But we want to be on that line in some way or another. See right here, we're off the line by about a yard, maybe 2 yards. We just want to scoot up. Like I said, you can either put your nose on the line or put your foot on that line and look at it that way. But either way, we still want to be on that line. Because it's going to be close right here. So this is where foot hits leather. And we have at least this player who's going to be over the line. Now remember, a deep kick, we give a lot of leeway on this. Basically, a foot on the ground over the line is where we want to go. Onside kick or short squib quick kick, when we treat this like a plane, or if any part of the body is over, then we're going to have all sides. This is a squib kick. I mean, to me, this is deep enough where we're not going to treat it strictly like a plane. Because it goes far enough downfield. Excuse me, we don't need to be so strict. But it is close, and like I said, like when foot hits leather, right about here, he's close to having his foot on the ground. Now he's not quite, because you can see it comes down when the ball's already off. But we still want to be in a position where we can see this better. And like I said, you can either straddle the line or you can put a foot on the line. It's up to you, but we still need to be closer to the line than that. Another thing about this one is this is a good job. You get asked a lot in camps or just in general, how far down do the deeps need to cover before the wings take the spot. This one goes about 35 to 35, maybe 30. Wings just come on down and take it. You can see they do there. The flag comes in from the wing. That's fine too. Deep, you'll go down. But this is a good job. Well officiated on that end. Another kickoff. First kickoff of the game. Opening kickoff. And again, good job here. This is short enough. Deep, come on down and take this. You can take the spot. Good job there. Alright, if you can see this, I know it's dark. One thing we never want to do, whether it be kicking team or the receiving team, is we never want to start a kickoff with 12 on the field or even 10. I mean, to me, kickoffs are the rare instance where if a team has only 10 on the field, but we'll tell the coach, hey, get 11. Because we have all that dead time. You want to make the play legal. It goes back to that. Make the play legal. Make the play right. We have that dead time. You're counting. Make sure you have 11 players. You definitely won't want to have 12 as we do here. You can see one. You can see them right there. You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see the little 10-second helmet right there. 11 and then 12. That's on the umpire. He's got to count that. And like I said, this is one of those where you're counting ahead of time. Well, I say umpire. Deeps, you're counting. You count K players. This is where deeps, you notice there's 12. Tell the white team's coach, hey, you got 12. Get a player off. This does get caught. It does get flagged, as you can see. He's gonna flag it. But you really, really want to catch this before you blow the ready for play. All right. This is the last kickoff for this week. The philosophy on a kickoff is if we can make it a touchback, we make it a touchback. It's a safety issue. You know, you see all those studies where most injuries happen on punts and kickoffs and all that. So we do a lot to kind of limit the hard hits and plays on kickoffs and punts. You're seeing this a lot at the college level. Because you remember the college is doing that rule where basically inside the, I think, 20 or 25, you can fair catch it and it comes back out to a 25. So they're doing it, you know, they've seen all the studies. They're reading the tea leaves as well. They're trying to limit kickoffs. Same thing here. If you can put it in the end zone, we put it in the end zone. Right? You can see the referee does that. He'll kill it. So, you know, this is a good job, in my opinion, there. I know some purists would say, hey, you got momentum there. Like I said, philosophy on a kickoff right now, if you can make it a touchback, make it a touchback. All right, moving on from kickoffs. So with the intentional grounding rule, we're focusing a lot on, you know, are they in the pocket and does the ball get beyond the line of scrimmage? One thing we do need to make sure is that we're still focusing on the part of the rule where the ball can be thrown in the vicinity of an eligible receiver and it's still not intentional grounding. So in this play, quarterback never leaves the pocket. All right, he's under duress. He's literally in the arms of a tackler. And, you know, it's kind of dicey whether or not the ball gets but the ball goes beyond the line of scrimmage. In the air, it has to go in the air. You can't bounce it past the line of scrimmage. It's kind of hard to tell right there. But none of that matters in this instance because there is an eligible receiver in the area. So remember, we still have that part of the rule. So, I know, like I said, we focus a lot on, you know, lateral dimensions of the free blocking zone, ball getting past the line of scrimmage, extended line of scrimmage. Sometimes we lose focus on, was there a receiver in the area? This instance, it clearly is. Another thing I want to look at as well is the pre-snap positioning of the white hat here. I think we're too deep. Really don't want to go further than 12 yards. We're maybe about 14. And we're too narrow. I learned this the hard way a couple of weeks ago. I was probably about the same position, and I missed a few holding calls. So really we want to... One thing is, so, you know, referees, we have the oppo tackle. And if you draw a line, you know, you're trying to look through the quarterback to see that oppo tackle. When the ball is on the hash, this far hash right here, you probably want to be about the upright, the farthest upright, maybe just inside of it, which would put you about right here. And if you go to 12 yards right here, you can just see that better. It's a lot better angle. You can see the opposite tackle. Also widens you up, so if you have a sweep play to this side, you're more opened up and you can see and you kind of hold here better. Another way to look at it is when you have a quarterback under duress, if there's any kind of targeting, helmet to helmet or face mask, again, if you're here, it's hard for you to see it because you're blocked out. Whereas if you're right here, obviously you can see it a lot better. If you have a left-handed quarterback or quarterbacks on the other side, obviously you look through the back and you'll be able to tell anyway. But on most of your quarterbacks, well, I guess you're on the left-handed quarterback, you're going to be on that side, so you can still see it. But, you know, it just gives you a better angle, any kind of nefarious action on the quarterback. Like I said, they learned the hard way. I learned it the hard way a few weeks ago. All right, a couple plays. This play is actually from last week involving OPI. OPI is a lot different than defensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference, we give more leeway. Just the nature of it, we have a little more we give the benefit of the doubt a little bit more to the offense. So basically, you cannot block downfield at all. If they look like they're running a route, we let it go. So when it comes to blocking downfield, a couple of things we look at is, who initiated the contact? Did the receiver initiate the contact? And is the receiver legitimately trying to run a route? If they initiate the contact, they're not trying to run a route, and the pass is beyond the line of scrimmage, then we have offensive pass interference. So if you roll this back, that wide receiver initiates the contact clearly. You can see him throw his arms out, and he's not even attempting to run a route. Pass goes beyond the line of scrimmage. This should have been offensive pass interference. This is a little bit of a switch on your keys, so your deep's got to pick this up. Typically, crew of 6, the deep's going to have this outside receiver. But just like with the crew of 7 running back judge, you let them declare. You let the receiver declare which key you're going to have. So this receiver, he goes more downfield, the inside receiver. Once he looks like he's the one going more downfield, this is more of a straight route. Deep, you're going to pick that up. And then the wing would pick up this one out in the flats. So the deep would need to be the one to get that. Another indication what is not going to be offensive pass interference. It's just like anything else. The rule specifically says tangled feet is not pass interference. But it also has to be, you really, really got to see it. It's got to be clear. And this to me is just not clearly offensive pass interference. I don't know if this gives us a better angle or not. No, I think it comes in too late. I think for the official, he sees that initially. I think there's some initiated contact before that he kind of thought may have been pass interference. But typically, they're both looking back toward the ball like that. You're usually going to disregard any kind of early contact. I say usually. It's not always. Here's another pass interference. This one's going to be right across the middle. I think this one was called. So another thing back here is you're going to look at, it goes back to the key question, was the or whoever, the defender, receiver, whoever you want to call, were they trying to keep the ball from getting to the receiver, or were they trying to keep the receiver from getting to the ball? You see this better on the end zone view. Alright, so they're both looking back. They're both looking at the ball. Now remember, ball's in the air. Both players have a right to the ball. So you see them both looking to the ball. And it looks like they just kind of run into each other. That's what it looks like to me. Now, the side judge, field judge have a better angle on this. If they see something, and like I said, they may have saw something here where the defender may have initiated contact. He may have held, pushed him or anything. He saw, then, that would be pass interference. But from this angle, it looks like you just got two players trying to get to the ball. They run into each other. I can go either way on this. But from that angle, to me, it looks like you just got two players going for the ball. And they run into each other. Alright, that is it for this week. A little bit shorter, but hopefully you got better. You got some pretty good details and pretty good review. I'm going to try and get the 4A final out this week. May get another bonus. We'll see. But a lot of film was hard to come in this week, Labor Day weekend. Film was hard to come by, but that's okay. We all need breaks. But good luck this week. Remember, like the video, like it. If you don't like the video, other button marks too.